Hey guys, it's ForgottenAzhell here, and welcome to my Dark Souls 2 playthrough. This is post-commentary, so I've already played through and I'm just voicing over it. The gameplay will be going off in the background, and I'll explain to it through each part. Um, I'm doing this after Resident Evil 4 because, well, I like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is not necessarily a new game, but there's always, funny things and cool things you can find going throughout it. I had gotten the game when it first came out through Red Rocks, played it, and I just bought it like a little bit ago, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. So I was back to playing it again, and I figured might as well do a not walkthrough, I guess more or less a let's play through it, just for the fuck of it. Besides, well, it sounds like a fun idea, and I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 2 lately. So, I'll be quiet while this goes ahead and goes through itself.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
Alright, and well, that was the opening cutscene. There's speculation about that firekeeper, well, that old lady, who as we find out is actually the fourth firekeeper who has just decided to stay out of things with Twix. And some people think that she is a character that we will meet. Well, if you're watching this probably right now, is the Emerald Herald. The Emerald Herald is the person who you level up and takes you through the story, kind of like your from Demon Souls. If you remember the God, I can't place her name, but if you remember her, pretty much the same thing as that. And people are speculating that she is actually that old lady in the beginning of the game, because what she says is, I feel like when you go through that portal into this land, it's like taking you back in time. I do believe that that is actually the Emerald Herald as a old, crotchety, creepy bitch who's blind and has 3 teeth. Well, at least that's my opinion on it, of course. So we will be heading up here to the, well, little cabin where the old firekeepers are, and where we get to pick our classes. For this guy, I do end up going through with the swordsman because I have not yet played a dex build in Dark Souls 2. I've mainly only done sorcery, and I just finished doing my hex build, which I did enjoy the hex build, but it actually made the game too easy because hexes are just overpowered. And I was able to power farm myself through the Giant Lord. Since there's the bonfire in the boss fight, I was able to use it over and over again. Anyway, I'll be back in a second, guys, once this cutscene finishes.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
And here I do ponder about making my character name for a long period of time, because when it comes to names, I usually go with the same basic ones I have for all my. I'll either use my name, or I'll use a character from a game or a movie or something I enjoy, anime or whatever. This one I just went with Leon from Resident Evil, just because fuck it, he doesn't look like Leon, but yeah. Anyway, there were some starting items I did pick up and things betwixt. There is a couple. You can pick up a small smooth and silky stone, as well as a lucky coin. There's also a a ogre, I guess you would call it, or no, a cyclops. There's a cyclops you can actually find things betwixt. I didn't fight it because, well, I'm not very good with melee, and those things tend to fucking chomp me in one bite. So that's how that worked. You can get a ring from him that reduces enemies or anyone nearby's poise.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Now we're on the character creator system. What the Firekeeper just gave us, or the old bitch, whatever you want to call her, is a human effigy. Human effigies are pretty much this version of humanity. You use human effigies to return yourself to a human state rather than a undead state. Now, it doesn't matter if you're fully, you're like died 100 times and you're like fully hollow. The more you die without using human effigies, you turn hollow. So it's back to the Demon Souls way, where when you die, you have lower health. But in this one, it's not like a dramatic drop. It's just the more you die as an undead, the lower your health gets, and you use a human effigy to reset that. So that's what that version. I do go with the life ring just because I can get a little bit of life, and I noticed that the well, he doesn't have shit for life. I went with the swordsman because it did seem to have the highest dex. I'm gonna try and end up using, well, it's just the katana everyone uses, the black steel katana you get from the Alone Knights and Iron Keep. Now, this game, Dark Souls 2, it seems like there is a lot of cool and different builds you can do, but it seems I don't know really how to explain it. I've played around with PvP a bit, and I'm fucking shit at it, I'll admit that. But it seems that we're slowly going to be getting back into, well, as the game goes on, we're slowly getting back into where people are using sort of, I'm not seeing that many unique builds. Like, I'll see people using the dragon armor, just the black steel katana, hexes, blah, blah, blah. That's how Dark Souls has always been. But there was unique builds that people use, which in the beginning of the game, when the game for Dark Souls 2 first came out, you saw a lot of that because you didn't know what anything was. Now that everyone's starting to figure shit out, you see those. And I hope with the DLC coming out, already came out, and the newest one coming out a month or so, or whenever it's coming out, that I'll see a lot more unique builds, because they're really fun to go on against, especially when people make it innovative. I like to watch the guy, God, I can't think of his name. Ah. Well, like, no, the Giant Dad build from Dark Souls, well, no, that was creative, it was kind of scary. Like, oh, Dark Souls 1 what always creeped me out was the,
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Alrighty, there we go. Now we can actually finally get into full gameplay. Anyway, it was Sunlight Blade. I like to watch his top 10s and unique builds. His newest one for Dark Souls 2, or not his newest one, but the one I enjoyed was the Thomas the Tank, the terrifying one, where he kind of looks like the guy from Predator, slowly coming at you. That was pretty cool. I enjoy those a lot. But anyway, I'm talking to her now. She is like, I guess, the maid, or going to be like future Firekeeper, whatever you want to call it. But it's weird that all these Firekeepers are here, because before in Dark Souls 1, there was a Firekeeper near pretty much each bonfire. And that, if the Firekeeper was live, the bonfire stayed lit. In this one, we only have, well, what I think is a Firekeeper is the Emerald Herald, but she stays at the main one in Majula. And I find that pretty weird. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I will, when I go through this area up ahead, I go through it all, except there's the 2 ogres that are in front of the casket that I refuse to get my head eaten from them, so I don't do that. The only thing that's down there after killing 2 ogres, you get, a good amount of souls for starting if you can kill them. It just takes a fucking long time. And when you get in that casket, not a lot of people figure out what it did. and what it does is it changes your sex. So if you're a guy, you get in the crypt and you come out, you become a girl. If you're a girl and you get in there, you come out a guy. So that's pretty much what happens with that. Now, as I was playing with starting off and going through, like, learning this little move sets they have, like, at the end, because I mainly use, like, pretty much the held knight sword, held, whatever. The sword you get from the white knight who kills you and it's got, you know, electric on it, healed knight sword, and, like, I use the crypt sword, the dark crypt sword, and the great club. Like, I didn't really use that many variety of weapons. I usually stuck to the ones I realized, well, these are probably the best. I didn't really expand. So, using these, like, the way they have this dual wielding way and the scimitar and that, it felt weird not being able to block. It just, I don't know. I do this for, like, I think this is a 47-minute recording, and as I go through it, I just don't even, like, really enjoy that dual wielding feeling. Like, maybe it's I just don't like dual wielding ever. I've never really enjoyed, like, dual wielding. Like, in most games, when they give you a chance to make, I always make either a a character that two hands a weapon, or a sword and shield. I never really use two weapons at the same time. It's just never been my type of build. But hopefully later in this video I actually pick up a shield and I use that. It's the some red white one. It's a piece of shit shield, but it's a shield, and I end up putting away the scimitar and just keeping the short sword as my main in my right hand. I will try probably later on, once I have higher stats and find some decent dex weapons, that I'll try to dual wield again. Because I mean, I've seen people dual wielding great swords and shit like that, and that's fucking terrifying. But I don't know, because you require like 1.75 of the strength required for the weapons to end up getting the dual wielding stance, I believe it is. And you start off with pretty low stats, as you're just like 16 dex, and everything else is like under 10, I think. I know vitality's fucking 4. That's scary as shit. My health is so little. But yeah, so I will try and do better at that. But I really do want to get that black steel katana, because I believe that is that or Ricard's rapier. Those are the two I want. Just because, well, it's a katana. Katanas are cool. They're overused as shit. And then Ricard's rapier, because I believe that has an S scaling index. Don't quote me on that. I don't exactly remember. But that's the weapons I hope to get towards the end, or soon. Because I know I don't really get a katana till we reach Iron Keep, so I can give the Dull Ember to Macduff, who is in the Lost Bastille. So we can actually buy the, I believe it's the Uchi katana, off of him. Not really I can talk about in the gameplay. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going around and picking up all the items. So if I pick something up that you didn't know about, well then, you know, there you go. You might, you know, learn something new every day. I will try to, like, I don't know if I'll make this like a full, like, thing where I go through the entire game. I might, but I do want to do some guides, like, on, you know, all the bossful weapons, how to take out the bosses easily, the ways I found out where certain items are, covenants, easy way to level up in covenants, things like that. I do know that my favorite farming spot, though, for just soul farming, is actually to fight the giant lord in the memory in, not Huntsman of the Cops, the first area where you'd go fight the last giant. Because you get a bonfire aesthetic in that boss fight, and you just pick it up, you kill the boss, then you go to the bonfire before you went into the memory, use the bonfire aesthetic, go back in there, pick up that bonfire, so it's infinite, go and over and over. And he's not that hard of a boss, because pretty much once you climb up the stairs to where he's at, he has two moves, which is slash down, slash sideways, which are easy, just roll out of the way. It's really good for a mage who, if you know you feel you're weak, he's a really easy boss once you learn him, and you can kill him over and over and over and over again just to power level yourself, which is what I ended up doing for my Hex build. But for melee fighters, this is a bit annoying. You can do it, but it takes a while to do it that way. You usually have to stay by his feet. But once you get about New Game 3 or 4, he ends up being able to one-shot you. So It's pretty bullshit. Plus, the fire can one-shot you too if you're not careful. I will probably be doing some like a lot of farming off camera for my character. If I feel like I'm weak or I need some specific that would take a long time for me to farm, I will do it off camera. I will show you where my favorite farming spots are for certain items or certain things. That's a given. But if there's any farming that I actually need to do, I'll do it off screen. So don't be surprised. Oh, hey, UEG Preacher. Shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, so if there's any farming for a specific item, I'll do it off screen. So this is pretty much just a tutorial. I'm sure everyone knows about it. I did use the smooth and silky stones on the birds, if you saw that. And what they do is you can drop specific items in the nest, same as Dark Souls 1, and it'll pick up an item. Except in Dark Souls 1, you had to quit and reload the game to get the new item. In this one, you just drop it and then immediately pick it back up, and it's a different item. I got a life gem. Sometimes they can differ depending on what you drop. You can get human effigies. You can get life gems. You can get herbs to replenish your magic uses. You can get, I believe you can get weapons. I believe you can get a weapon. You can get different stones like dark stone, poison stone, pale stone, fire direct stone, etc., 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 as well as some different types of titanite. But here we are at Majula. This is the main place that you will always come back to. So get pretty familiar with it. There is some starting items around that I go around and pick up. If you want, I believe, if you feel like it's hard and you pick the bonfire stick as your starting item, you can use it in Majula if once you pick up the Estus Flask shard from the well, which I will be up ahead. If you want, you can use a bonfire stick if you have one at the Majula bonfire, and go ahead and I believe go and re-pick up that Estus Flask shard, so you have, instead of starting with 2, you can start with 3 if you need a little extra help. Majula in the beginning of the game is pretty barren. You have the Emerald Firekeeper, the Crestfallen Warrior, who is up there with that monument, the blacksmith, a armor seller, and a cat. Those are the people in Majula now. Majula will hopefully get filled up by the end of the game, and we'll have every possible person here. I do go ahead and go up to talk to the Crestfallen Warrior. It seems throughout every game they have him just a pussy. He's like, I can't handle this, my life is hard, I'm gonna sit here and cry about my life and how it's horrible. Oh god, he's fucking I just looked at my character's eyes. I didn't realize how fucking creepy it was till now. But yes, he is actually the first person. Nope. Yeah, I was trying to hold up the block button and I accidentally popped him in the head, so he has to repeat what he says. Oh well, he's a pussy anyway. He deserved it. Maybe it'll knock some sense into him. Anyway, once you get through his dialogue, he's actually the first person of a covenant you can join, and it is the Way of the Blue. And what it is if you're having a hard time with invaders, and you know they keep bugging you, you join this covenant and you put down the blue seal ring. And what it is there's a later covenant called the Blue Sentinels. The Blue Sentinels will protect the Way of the Blue people who are having trouble with invaders. They will be summoned into your world automatically when you get invaded, as long as you're wearing that ring, and it will come and help you take out the invader. So that's just a bonus protection. I joined the covenant just because getting all the covenants is you can get achievements or trophies depending on what platform you're playing on. So I've already been in this covenant, but I was just doing it to show it off. There's also another covenant in Majula you can join, which I will show you, which is the Covenant of Champions, which you turn in awe stones, which are to beat invaders in New Game Plus to receive awe stones to turn in. I believe you get, I think it's the butterfly wings and the things that make the rings that make your fist stronger. I haven't done that yet. I'll probably try and do that, because I still need to get the achievement to receive a max devotion to a covenant. I've never really been into the whole covenant thing. I never really focused on doing covenants. I did do the Abyss one in my Hexer build, but I never beat the Dark Lurker. Like, I accidentally found him the first time just doing it, and because I wanted to keep myself a secret through all that, and I went down there with one Estus Flask and I was out of herbs. I fucking got destroyed. Like, he fucking one-shotted me because he throws out like these little like black portal that shoots out Hexer magic. And I was like, okay, it's a frame, so I'll just dodge to the side. It comes from the left too. He tricks you. It's in front of you, but it's also behind you. I didn't know that. He one-shotted the fuck out of me. I was pissed. I will be going through the Abyss Covenant just to show you, so we can kill the Dark Lurker box. So that'll probably be done after we've maybe beat the game. I will be killing Vendrick and the Ancient Dragon. Shout out to UEG Chaos, who is now online. Yeah, I should probably set my shit to busy, huh? Regardless, we will be going through all the bosses as possible. I always tend to have a hard time with the Ancient Dragon because, well, he's a dick and he takes fucking forever to kill. Vendrick's not so bad. He sometimes gets to me with a third swing, but all you really have to do is stay on his ass. So we will be going through all the bosses. Now, getting all the spells, miracles, and sorceries... Oh wait, that's spells and sorceries, the same thing. Getting all the hexes, miracles, and sorceries and pyromancies, I will probably do in guides. I will be picking up some because I believe what I'm going to do with my dex build is I'm going to try and get some faith as well via Sunbro. Yeah, I'm sure everybody remembers the fucking Sunbro, Sun Covenant. Praise the sun! If only I could be so glowingly incandescent. Anyway, that's where I'll be going. This guy talks for a long time. Talks about how shitty his life is, and we join the Covenant. I do believe I just go around and go ahead and pick up the items around Majula, as well as talk to the blacksmith. I will talk to each and every one. We will try and do all the NPC quest lines, like fucking the guy with the Moonlight Greatsword, Lucatiel, Mild-Mannered Pate, yeah, the assassin guy, McDuff, which is just buying shit, the armor salesman. We'll try and do all the NPC's quest line. So that's something to look forward to. Besides, I do need to get Mild-Mannered Pate shit, as well as the other guys. Like Jim. Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. I should be getting, yeah, right here. I believe if you use a bonfire stack in Majula, you can pick up this Estus Flesh Shard again. So if you are having a hard time, I mean, it's Majula, so this will be New Game Plus, but unless you plan on fighting the 3 pigs behind that house to the right, you don't have to worry about dying. This is the cat. You can check on your covenants, your covenant level in it, as well as the other covenants you have joined. You can abandon your covenant through her as well. You can buy some basic items. You can buy, I believe, Homeward Bones, Prism Stones, Learning Skulls, and fuck, can't remember. Oh, Lloyd's Talismans. She also sells a good amount of rings. You can actually head straight to the rat boss. Go into that crypt down below if you buy her cat ring right away, and as long as you have a decent amount of vitality, you'll be able to go there without having to go and get McDuff, as well as going straight into the gutter, which I probably will because I always tend to go to the gutter first so I can fight the Rotten. Right here is the armor salesman. He has shit stock right now, but the more you buy from him, he'll upgrade his stock. To finish this questline, I believe you have to buy like 60,000 souls worth of shit from him, something around there. I don't know the exact number, but I will be doing that as well as getting the invisible armor you get from him from being poor as shit once he's fully rich. I believe that's pretty much it for talking to everyone. I believe I go to the Covenant of Champions here and join it as well. There are some Homeward Bones up here that I also pick up as well. I do check the item descriptions at the end of the video, so every time we're through with an arrow, I will go through and we'll go ahead and read through them. Pause if you want to read them yourself. I don't know if I'll be able to read fast because I was kind of skipping through at the end because I got off after recording to go play League of Legends, which went fucking terrible. I don't know if you're allowed to have Riot in your name, but I went against some guys who were level 30 and had Riot in their name, and it looked like legit Riot. So I don't know if that was a staff member or not, but he played Yasuo and destroyed my team. It was fucking terrible. But that's enough about my day. How's your guys' day going? Are you doing good? You know, girlfriend, you're getting married, you got a girlfriend, got a boyfriend, you got kids. How's your day going? Go ahead and let me know. Hopefully it's going good. My day was going pretty decent except for League of Legends fucking me over, as well as a couple pretty bad fucking fails that occur up ahead. She's got a long fucking dialogue. I kind of let her finish and then hit A to like skip to the next dialogue like quickly, so we're not like sitting here for an hour like we did for the Crestfallen Warrior. She is your main person that you will come back to give the Estus Flash first, to get more Estus Flash, as well as level up. This is the Emerald Herald, who I also believe to be the fourth Firekeeper outside of Things Betwixt. You know, the one in the beginning cutscene. The creepy blind bitch with fucking 3 teeth that'd probably gum you to death.
Their souls will serve as beacons.
But she tells us to, you know, go seek bigger souls, seek the fucking embrace souls, the big ones. Because we can't fight the king right now because we are pussy bitches who are weak as shit.
To see hope, however faint it might
but you will always come back to her. I give her both flash shards, obviously, and I do level up my vitality a little. I don't exactly know what I'm going to level up first for this build. I'm going to go ahead and probably look up like what I kind of want towards the end, and that's where I'll build upon. Is God, my first time I played Dark Souls 2, like I played the shit out of Dark Souls, and I probably have fucking over 10,000 hours into Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 2, my first build, it was fucking terrible. I beat the game, but that's only after I summoned 2 Sunbros to help me. God, Nassandra. Like, I didn't know you had to fight the Throne Watcher and Defender. Like, you can fight them before you have to fight Nassandra. I didn't know they were there, so I went ahead and went to the final boss, and had to fight Throne Defender and Watcher, and then fight Nassandra. That was a bitch, but thankfully I had 2 summons who helped me beat her. But even so, because I got so fucked on my first playthrough, I ran out of human effigy so many times. Hopefully that won't happen on this playthrough. The first place I'm going through is the Hild's Tower of Flame, I believe it is called. To go here because you can fight the Dragon Rider. Dragon Rider's actually he's an easy boss. As long as you don't fuck up like I did twice, I believe I fucked up. Oh, here's also where I'm picking up the Prison Karma Prism, whatever. It's the first shield we get. It's a red and white one. That's the one I'll be using. It's got shit physical defense and all. It's got shit defenses and everything. But I'll be using it until I can get a better one. Normally once I get the hard leather shield or I get the small black one, I forgot what it's called, that I'll be using. So I like to keep, even when I'm doing strong builds, I like to keep my character light. I don't know why. I just like being able to fast roll. I don't see how people can stand your fat rolling. It's like fucking terrible. But we got about 15 minutes left, somewhere around there. In those 15 minutes, I believe I die a total of 3 times. Yep. Get ready for the fail train. And the pain train. And the you're gonna get fucked in the ass train. Yep. Oh, Hyde's Tower of Flame, not Hild's. Hild's? Hyde's? Whatever. These guys are actually pretty easy to fight. You just kind of have to circle around to the back left. Just keep circling around the back and then swing. Keep in your attacks once they finish their animation. I believe I get lucky with this first guy and he actually fucking falls off and bloop, kills himself. They do give you a pretty good amount of souls, but my weapons are pretty weak, so I mean you can actually farm, I believe, cracked blue eye orbs off these guys if you join the Blue Sentinels. So this is a good, decent farming spot for those, as well as you can get, you know, it's 400 souls per each, so I mean you can do it. But in this game, enemies are not infinite respawning. After you've killed them so many times, they will disappear, as well as if you keep dying, they will disappear. This guy fucks me here. Like, I'm stupid, and yeah, bleh, fucking died. But he's the same way. I don't know where my brain was. I was actually talking to my friend on Skype while recording this, and I believe this was the exact point he was telling me about some League of Legends match, and me and him were got in a conversation, and I looked away and looked back, and I wasn't really into the fight. So, lesson number 1 when playing Dark Souls. Don't get distracted. Dark Souls is a bitch of a game to play while being focused, so if you're unfocused, it's pretty fucking difficult. So, like I said, just circle around these guys. I don't get lucky like I did last time. He does not fall off. I actually kill him. You can roll out of their way. they do take really wide swings, so it is easy to dodge. The hammer guys are easy to dodge too, as long as you get them into the pattern where they just keep slamming their hammer down, and you circle around less. It's the same way to deal with those guys as it is these ones. I do end up wasting a human effigy up ahead. I don't know exactly what I was thinking. I was probably still talking to my friend, which I was most likely, as well as my family. So, yeah, that's exactly how you do it. I mean, just keep circling around the back, and he'll keep hopefully doing that swinging down motion. You can get 2 swings in. Never get. Oh nope. There we go. Shout out to Polar Bear 1622 or Tester. But anyway. Never to get greedy in Dark Souls 2. Every time you get greedy, you most likely will get fucked like I do. Because, you know, if your plan's working out, it's working smoothly, you're not getting fucked over, don't get greedy. Because just because you're like, I can get that one more hit in, doesn't necessarily mean you won't be punished for it. Oh god, he's so fucking creepy not being human. He's creepy as human either. I'm like, fucking, I look like the spawn of Satan or something. You do want to be careful when fighting over here because obviously, you know, there's no walls besides to protect you. And if you do block with your shield, I did take a bit of damage through my shield as well as there was a huge knockback. So you can be knocked off the side, so you want to be careful. He blooped himself right off the edge as well. When you kill the guys, they do bring up this lever, and if you look in front of us, you can see a small little platform. That's where we fight the Dragon Rider. You pull these levers to lift up the platforms to make the ring a little bit bigger because while you're blocking, blocking the attack, you might get knocked off into the water. I shouldn't have lifted that lever because there's a way you can make the Dragon Rider kill himself instantly by going ahead and making him sort of charge thrust at you at a certain angle, and he will fall off into the water. So I shouldn't have pulled that lever because that's what I tried to go for, and I realized I fucked up. So yeah, these guys with the big swords, I believe I also get fucked here by him at one point. But they're the same way. You just gotta stick around the back. See what I mean by getting greedy? Holy fuck! I was so fucking scared here. I was like, I did not know how much life I had. I kept trying to check to see. It wouldn't tell me, but I believe I had like 1 health, 1 HP. So I was fucking terrified. But nice to my surprise, they were chasing after my ass. My ass! Oh god. God damn it. Damn. I believe right there I don't exactly know what I picked up. The screen's really small, so it's hard to see. Use the life gem. Life gems are a great item to use instead of Estus because they're not necessarily the best items to use maybe during PvP. Well, no, you can use them really whenever. Shout out to UGKS for getting on a second fucking time. Dude, life gems are great items because, well, they heal you slowly, but they're great to use like after battle. Like Estus is meant to be used during a fight because it heals you really quickly. As to where life gems slowly heal you over a small portion of time. I don't know who that guy was. I forgot to check who he was too. But life gems are great for after battle. If you're missing some health, you just pop a couple of those to heal them up instead of wasting your Estus flask, which I think is a great item they added in. There's different types of life gems. I mean, they just get bigger and stronger. That's the only difference. There's life gems, radiant life gems, and then old radiant life gems that just keep healing you more and more and more. There's actually a merchant who you can buy infinite life gems from once she goes to Majula, who you will probably see in the next video. Which is a great place because I mean it's 300 souls for one, and I mean these guys give you 400 souls, so I mean it's easy to get enough of them. I usually try and keep a stack with me just because I want to use them over my Estus to save for boss fights. I believe here is where I use it because there's supposed to be a summon you can summon here, a NPC summon right over there where that little platform is. He was supposed to be there, Masterless Glencore, I believe his name is, to help you fight with the Dragon Rider, but he did not spawn, so I just said fucking waste that human FG. So see here, there was supposed to be a smaller platform, so when he went to go stab me, I actually fucked myself up, and he pushes me off into the water, and I died. He was supposed to go off into the water, but at this point, I believe I had realized that I had fucked up. So, bleh. We got about 7.5 minutes left at this current point. I believe I've died twice so far. So I believe I die one more time. And it sucks because I gotta fight my way back. Fucking yay. Yay! Yay! The easiest way to fight the Dragon Rider, actually, is to, for some reason, it's the same with a lot of enemies you fight, is always just circle to the left or circle to the right to stay behind them. That's at least what I've noticed being the easiest way to fight almost anything in Dark Souls. So, yeah. Yeah. I said fuck it here, I didn't want to fight my way back, so I just ran straight to the boss fight. As he takes his big fucking swing from hell. I believe I get hit once through this fight. I think he kills me again. I'm not exactly sure. See, I tried to get him to knock himself off, but he didn't do it. I believe maybe since the time is so low, maybe I don't die. Yeah, okay, that's where I get hit. Yeah, alright. So I don't think I die again. But see how I'm doing is I'm just circling around the back to stay behind him. It's the easiest way, and if you can bait his down smash, that's the best. You can get about 2 swings in each time, as long as you keep circling around. 1, 2. Two-hand the weapon if you want, but I always like to keep my shield and I don't, just to put it up. It is also easy to dodge his swipe attack. As long as you're pretty much dead center behind his back like that, he can't hit you. But if you're a little worried, keep your shield up just in case if you're worried he might hit you. Yeah, see there, I had my shield up because I thought he was going to hit me, I believe. Yep. Be careful when he double swings because the first one, if it hits you, it might stun you, and he'll get the second swing and it'll either chunk you or kill you. You can stun him as you see. You can also parry him if you want, which only stuns him for a couple seconds, like a second or so. So if you really want to, you know, take the risk to parry him, you can. But it's easier, and if once you get the stun, you can actually take, you know, give about a good 3 or 4 swings in at him. But it's pretty much just a simple pattern. Once you learn pretty much the boss's attack patterns, the boss fight's really easy. You actually end up fighting the Dragon Rider again later in the game, except you have to fight 2 of them at the same time while one shooting arrows at you. You're fighting this pretty much the exact same one. It is the exact same one as this one, so it's kind of a bitch. It's kind of funny why he's here. Like you do get the Dragon Rider, so you can get his armor as well as his weapons. It's weird to see a Dragon Rider here, lore-wise, and we'll find that out later why. I do check the items for the lore at the end of it. That's how I'll do it. Like before I end the video, any new items that we have acquired, I will go ahead and let them be read out. And most likely, if there's like long fighting sessions or something like that, once I've explained the boss fight, I'll go ahead and talk about the items that we have acquired through a lore sense. I did not check his soul, sadly. I believe I did not check his soul. So we'll go ahead and talk about that probably in the next video. Here's where at the bonfire I do talk to her. She is the first miracle merchant you meet. She sells miracles as well as a chime for the miracle. You can buy a couple ring, I believe a ring for her that increases your faith by 5. So if you're like, you know, 3 or like 5 faith away from leveling up, or I mean you got some miracles and you have, let's say you're maxing out like 25 faith because you're a hexer, but there's a hex that gives you that requires 30 faith, or you just want to be a little stronger, you can equip the ring to give you that bonus 5 faith. Now, of course, once you take the ring off, you no longer have that 5 faith. There's also a ring for intelligence in this same thing. So here's where I go through the items. Read them if you'd like, but pretty much the Estus drink is a drink for the undead. Human effigies are pretty much like the humanity from Dark Souls 1. You place it in yourself. Journey back to human. The Dark Pygmy, remember him? Life gems are gems that you crush in your hand to, well, replenish life over a small amount of time. Herbs are used to then replenish your magic uses. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to read each one. A divine blessing, which is funny how these items are still in here from Dark Souls 1. Like they say, oh, we don't know who created this or this and that, but I believe that was Guinevere who made the divine blessings. Homer Bones, the dark sign, which we all know what that is. the Rusted Coin, which increases our item drop. The Lloyd's Talismans, who was made by the Way of the White to go for the undead hunts. The Sublime Donuts, who I believe was either made from either us from Dark Souls 1 or the Gwen, Gwen, Lord of Sunlight, which use Sublime Donuts to increase the potency of your Estus Flask to make it stronger. Yeah, so there's the Dragon Rider soul. So you guys can go ahead and pause through if you want to read it. But that's pretty much it here. The next 2 minutes, you know what I do. Oh, I go through the weapons as well. And we don't really have any good lore weapons as it is right now because we just started. But yeah, the bone of order, if you don't know, it's a item you can use if you have a sin. You have a sin level in your stats as well. If you've killed NPCs, abandoned covenants, etc., etc., you gain sin slowly, which gives the blue sentinels to use the cracked blue eye orbs to invade the worlds of the guilty. So if you want to, get rid of your sin level, you can use that item to do it, or you can go to a merchant later in the game. I believe it's Whitestone Cove around there. You can climb a ladder to talk to a same guy, sort of like Oswald of Kareem, if you remember from Dark Souls 1. You talk to him, and he can, clear you of sin, if that's what you're worried about, as well as buy a couple miracles. I believe a hex from him. I actually killed him my last playthrough because I wanted his shit, and he had absolutely no use for me, so I went ahead and killed him. Most of the items I won't talk about in a lore sense. Like I said, you can read the lore for yourself through here. I will go ahead and talk to, if there's an item that I find interesting or something I find interesting, I will go ahead and talk about it as the gameplay plays in the background, like next playthrough or something like that. But other than that, at the end of each video, I've said this before, I believe, that I will go ahead and do this through the end, once we're reaching the end. So we have 34 seconds left. And this has been my first part of my Dark Souls 2 sorta full Let's Play, whatever you want to call it, really. Expect more of this indefinitely. I am having a fun time. There's 13 seconds left of the video, so thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, leave a comment down below if there's something specific you want. Thank you guys for watching. This has been ForgottenAzhell, and of course, have a great day.